by the government, by Athletics Kenya, and other bodies that requires the person to obtain those documentation. So we are put in place now, and I have to send a real warning to people now, which is happening, that we are investigating a group of 30 athletes who might have cheated in the last 8 years, and we are almost getting them now. Those who have been marked already will not be allowed to compete until we clear the information that we have already collected from Athletics Kenya. Our president, General Tuwei, has already gone to the immigration office, has seen the senior members there. We have gone to the registrar of parts to ensure that the documentation that our athletes are using are regular and, of course, the legitimate documents. So in that process, we have actually found out what is going on, and of course, anybody who is found to have cheated as of now is going to have major problems, because it is very easy to identify. We have already seen the people who are involved. The athletes have talked. Those who are assisted athletes have talked.
Are you cracking the whip on the cartels?
It is not even cracking the whip. It has to happen, because there is no other way. We are not going to accept anymore a situation where an individual can endanger the status of this nation. It cannot be allowed for few people to destroy what this country has built for the last 70 years. It is not acceptable, and it cannot be allowed when some wrong people are known. So that one is coming. Already issues are coming up. Those athletes who have questionable passports, anybody who has more than one document with differing date of birth, they have to explain how they obtain that. If you don't explain how you obtain that, then the legal action will be taken against you. It's as simple as that. Why do you have two passports? Why do you have two birth certificates? Why do you have a different birth certificate and a different ID? How is that possible? How did you obtain that? Those are the things that also which are criminal in essence, and therefore this has to be found out, and to make sure that we deal with it once and for all, because this is a simple thing that Kenyans themselves cannot do. You don't need world athletes to help you to identify who is cheating.
And lastly, Director, how firm is our AK database now in terms of numbers and registration?
The database is going on very well. In fact, we were in Eldoret meeting with the AIU and working out with the document that is now used to register every athlete in this country. Either you are in primary school, secondary school, you have finished school, you are an elite athlete or non-elite athlete. As long as you go to serve an athlete and participate, you must be registered. We must know who is your coach. We must know where you are training, and everybody at every time knows where we are whereabouts. If you don't register, unfortunately, you're not allowed to compete, because we have the system now. The system is still being established, and it is working well already. This system is very expensive. It has been supported by the government. It's cost a lot of money to put in place. Our staff members from Athletics Kenya have been trained to work on that system. We have people from France training them, and I can tell you, if the system works now, we are not going to have problems, because we'll identify the athlete. And then, of course, if you have an athlete that is performing well, let us say winning in this race, winning in the other one out of the blue, then it is very easy now to monitor that person from the grassroots, emergence all the way national, and it's very easy to check the causes of that performance with the coaches. So this one is actually foolproof, and I can tell you that we are going to fight doping, we are going to fight age cheating, and we seek the support of every person who wants this country to do well without using any performance enhanced drugs or cheating. Because if you are 22 years and you say you are 17 years, that is really bad. It is not acceptable. That is lying, and that is why we want to make sure this issue of cheating, even when they are kids, it takes root from primary school to secondary schools. Then, of course, what do you expect of the children now behaving bad? Because they know cheating is okay. How can cheating be okay? How can it happen with the parents, with the teachers, with everybody, knowing that you are lying, and yet the children are there? They will pick it up. So do you blame them? We can't blame the children. We blame ourselves for not sticking to the truth in whatever we do, the integrity that we are supposed to follow. If we do that from the grassroots, from the young age, then we are now bringing up a generation that will always be truthful. Otherwise, we'll always blame ourselves for allowing the lies to take root in this country.
Teddy, let's start.
Okay. Excuse me, sir. So in the recent time, we have seen the influx of young athletes going to USAs. I don't know how you can comment about this.
You know, in fact, we are discussing now even with the US Embassy concerning the influx of those athletes going to US. They want to identify also what is the reason that they are going to US. And I have to give an explanation today on why they are going there, who is supposed to go there, what they are going to do there. It is a fact that those who go there to go to universities, they follow a systematic protocols that will allow them to go to university. If you don't have the papers, you will not go to university, even if you are a very good athlete. So what is happening is there is an opening at the university, in the universities in the US, to allow most of athletes to participate in. They give scholarships to make sure they run and get education from those schools. So what is happening now is to make sure that this cheating also does not creep in, because there is a situation where you find an I-20 which an athlete is taking to the embassy. The embassy sends that document to the university which is involved, and then it comes back to indicate that it is fake. You see what's happening now? So that we want to find out whether these also documents they are receiving, is it legitimate from the universities, or what we create here in Kenya and send it to the embassy thinking that this will go through. This is what they are asking also, and that is something that we have to look into and to make sure that only legitimate students go to universities. You see what's happening now is the same cheating is taking root in a different direction, and that has to stop, because the embassy has already raised a flag, and we are going to follow that, because that one, it will send them to jail, because some of them, the moment you are arrested at the US Embassy, straight to the federal locals.